What up? It's your boy here, Ryan RhyBeats. How are you guys doing? Today we're gonna do a little bit of maintenance on the machine here, the Tajima. Let's go. All right, guys. So like I said, we're gonna do a little bit of maintenance on the Tajima. This is the TMBP2-SC. I always have to look because I always forget. So we're gonna do a little bit of lubrication, maintenance, preventative. Yeah, just doing some maintenance here. So I'm gonna show you guys where the lubrication points on this machine is. I mean, they're all gonna be somewhat the same, but a little different. If that makes any sense. All right, let's get to it. All right, so majority of the time when you get a new machine, or this one in particular, to the Tajima, they'll give you like a little kit like this, and they have this oiling system here. Well, not a system, but an oiler, I guess. It's a machine oil. I'm not really sure what type of oil it is, but if you guys know, put it in the description below. But this will lubricate the system here. I'll show you guys where to lubricate the stuff. So yeah, I'll show you guys. All right, let me turn this thing around. Boop. So let me turn the machine on right quick. There we go. Let it boot up. I know this area is a little dark, but I have a flashlight. I hope it works. There we go. Get you guys closer. You guys notice that, let me get a different, this will work. Actually, let's use this one with a pointer. Now, if you guys can see, for the most part, you'll see holes like this with a red circle around it, okay? Those are your oiling points, okay? There's oiling points and there's greasing points or areas that you need to make sure you take care of, okay? These right here, now if you, well, let me go back. You have to look at your manual to make sure you know which one is your daily oiling points, and also your once every 5 to 6 hours. So in the oiling procedures, there's an area that you're supposed to oil every 5 to 6 hours, or and once a week. And then there's also greasing. So those are two different things, right? So what I like to do is, I'm not sure how long this is my day's gonna last, but I have this right here. This is my oiling, this oil there. So I like the one with the needle. You see the needle point. I don't think this is gonna work because my flashlight is not working well. Let me get another flashlight here. Sorry, it was flickering for some reason. This was a little better. All right, let me go back to what I was saying. Okay, so oiling, right? So what I like to do is stick this in here and squeeze a couple. Go in here, squeeze a couple, squeeze a couple, and go and so forth. I like to oil this area here once I'm done. Just a small drop at the end of my shift. That makes sense. Okay, so while we're here in the front, the other thing that we need to do is oil the knife and the bobbin. Let me move you guys a little closer. So you'll see a oiling port here in the back. It's red. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's red circle. Just a drop or two there. And then our bobbin. For this one has a cover. My other one doesn't have a cover, but open this up. And there's a little hole back here. I like to oil those two parts there. Put that back in. And again, while you're at it, clean the bobbin enclosure here. Let me see if I can scroll down or move down real quick. So, put this out of the way. Oiling port here. I think that went in. Drop. And then, oh, look at that. The thread came off. Okay. The other part is you have to move the head all the way to one side. So right now it's at needle number 15. Now there's an oiling position right here, right, and one on the other side. Now I'm not sure if you guys can see it from there, but what I'll do is I'll turn on the older machine and show you guys how it looks. It looks like, so there's a screw here and this little oiling, like a divot here. You oil this area. What it does, this will slide down into the hole, into the, like a little wick, and it oils the mechanism there. So same thing here. Like I said, there's that nut or screw. There's like a little divot right here. All that area on both sides. All you gotta do is move the head on one end to the other. Same thing, right there, just right there. Okay, so those are the places I usually oil on a daily basis, right? Some areas here you have to use grease. There's some greasing areas here. For instance, I don't know if you guys can see, but let me see if you guys can see. I moved you guys a little bit closer. Let's see if this will help. Yeah, I don't know, but see this little hole here? It's like a oval. That's a greasing port right there, and there's one on the other side. Let's move this one on the other side. She is right here. Grease, okay, and the greasing port right here, and I think there's one on the other side. Let me move this guy back. I like to move when I'm greasing, especially this port and these areas. I like to move the head back and forth every now and then. That's a greasing port right here, around the other side, and I believe these are greasing ports right there. Okay, let's see here. Now there's one more oiling part that I forgot about. At the very end of the shaft or the arm, I don't know if you guys can see it, right over there. Let me see if I can get to it. Let's see, right here. Put a little oil in there. I usually put like 2 or 3 drops in there. Let that thing sink, or let that thing do its thing. If you're not sure, definitely check your manual. Shows you where the oiling holes are at and the greasing areas are at. If you're not sure, also check your machine. So the machine here has a big sticker here that says oiling and greasing. Has arrows where you need to oil every 5 to 6 hours, once a week, and greasing. I usually don't do the 5 or 6 hours, only if I'm doing like I usually don't embroider more than 3 hours, so it's not really a thing for me. But if you are embroidering on an 8-hour shift, these are the oiling ports that needs to be oiled, and then once a week, and then the greasing areas that needs to be greased up. Okay, that's it. If you're not sure, check that out. All right, so that's pretty much it of how I do my daily oiling. I usually grease maybe once every 3 months. I grease it up 3 or 4 months. Like I said, usually what I do is at the end of my shift, I put a drop here in the front, these 4 holes or 5 holes, and then on a daily basis before we start our production, I oil this up, where the knife and the bobbin is. If I'm doing more than 5 hours, I usually oil the bobbin, just a drop. Other than that, that's what I do. I try to keep the system lubricated and maintained as best of my ability, as much as I can. I know some of us may forget because we're trying to just get our job done. It's not gonna hurt if you just oil it the day before, or not the day before, the day of what you're doing. Just make sure you move the head side to side, like how I do it, just to get the oil circulating in there. But yeah, other than that, that's it. If you guys are interested in getting a Tajima yourself, look in the description below. Has the information of where to find it, how to contact somebody through Tajima or Hirsch, and look at their social media stuff, because I think they have some other videos of the machines. So if you're, I'm not too particular of what machines you guys are trying to get, but this one, the one I have is the TMBP2-SC. Just the machine I got. So, and the other one right here is a TEHX C5101. I always forget these numbers and model numbers. But anyways, hope you guys like this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know if I missed something. Usually I probably will miss something, or if there's a sequence that you guys do on your startup and your end of the day of how you prepare things for the following day, like oiling and things like that. So hope you guys enjoy this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Peace.